The jungle remains motionless. Every shadow hides a secret. The jaguar. Perfect stealth, deadly power. The ultimate predator. It observes, calculates, waits for the exact moment. An explosive leap, jaws that show no mercy. But the river belongs to other hunters. The giant otter. Speed, coordination, collective instinct. It does not fight alone. Surrounds, pursues, attacks as a group. Here, survival belongs to those who dominate their territory. Welcome to Guatemala, survival in the territory of predators. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to motivate us to keep creating higher quality content. And in your opinion, which monkey species is famous for its powerful howl that can be heard several kilometers away? Leave your comment below and let's discuss together. Let's begin. A place where natural beauty and historical depth intertwine to weave a fascinating world, with a land area exceeding 108,000 square kilometers. This nation sits on the isthmus that connects North and South America like an open book, where each page narrates a wonderful story of evolution and resistance. Imagine finding yourself before a land where majestic smoking volcanoes rise defiantly upward. Lush green tropical jungles stretch to the horizon, and crystal clear lakes reflect the sky like divine mirrors. This is not just a place to admire, but a complex paradise to discover. Every corner of Guatemala vibrates with its own biological rhythm. From the fresh highlands caressed by pure breezes to the tropical jungles brimming with sap, where every sigh is impregnated with wild energy. The climate here is a gift from nature, as it is temperate and pleasant in the heights, but intense and vibrant on the coasts. Nowhere else in the world can one experience such absolute ecological diversity as in Guatemala. More than 30 volcanoes, some still active and roaring, stand as giant sentinels guarding this unique land. Yet, Guatemala is not only beautiful for its nature, but also for being the cradle of ancestral memories and the heart of the legendary Mayan civilization. In the center of the dense Petén jungle, the pyramids of Tikal rise toward the sky, telling the story of a people with a deep connection to the earth and the cosmos. The Mayans did not just coexist with nature, they venerated it, believing that every tree and every mountain was the home of the gods. The volcanoes were doors that connected the earthly world with the divine, while the jungle was the source of the beginning and renewal of all life. Today, according to 2025 demographic data, Guatemala preserves the breath of the past but overflows with the vigor of more than 18 million inhabitants. Its people, with warm smiles and open hearts, invite you to travel through their stories and celebrate their vibrant traditions. Colourful festivals, dances, and crafts continue to reflect the deep bond of Guatemalans with their land. Are you ready to embark on this sensory adventure? Guatemala is not just a tourist destination. It is a transformative experience that will be engraved forever in your heart. Finding yourself in the highlands of Guatemala, you perceive the absolute and raw power of geological nature. The Tajumulco volcano, with its imposing 4,220 meters, dominates as the highest point in Central America. Giants like Pacaya, Fuego, and Acatenango burn as the living heart of this land. Here, nature never rests. Rivers of lava and deep underground roars reveal constant tectonic activity. And yet, it is precisely this force that gives rise to life. At the feet of these colossi, the earth enriched by volcanic ash nourishes forests, harvests, and the faith of a people forged over millennia. For the ancient Mayans, volcanoes were sacred portals that connected the human world with that of the gods. They were living protective beings before whom rituals were performed to ask for rain and abundance. In these heights also dwells the quetzal, the national bird of Guatemala, known scientifically as Pharomacris mochino. When light passes through the ancient jungle, the quetzal crosses the sky like a flash of emerald. It appears in silence and vanishes into the mist, as if it were a fleeting miracle. It lives between 1,200 and 3,000 meters in the cloud forests that cover the mountains like a humid mantle. It measures between 35 and 40 centimeters, but the male displays tail feathers that reach up to 60 centimeters, longer than its own body. While the female wears discreet grey tones to camouflage during nesting, her iridescent plumage changes from green to gold, depending on the light, and contrasts with the intense red of the chest. The white of the belly and its yellow beak stand out against deep black eyes that evoke nobility. Reserved and difficult to observe, its song resonates in the distance like a melancholy echo in the cloud forest. Between June and October, during courtship, the male performs spectacular nuptial flights. Every morning, it looks for wild laurel fruits, its main food, and by ingesting them, it disperses seeds that help regenerate the forest. The bird complements its diet with insects and small frogs. Thousands of years ago, the Mayans venerated the quetzal as the incarnation of Kukulkan, the feathered serpent. It was the messenger of the gods and a symbol of good fortune. Its feathers adorned royal headdresses without the bird being sacrificed. To harm it was a sacred offense. It was believed that it could not live in captivity, since its essence depended on absolute freedom. Today, its image appears on the national coat of arms and on the currency. But 2025 environmental reports warn that deforestation and climate change threaten the cloud forests it needs to survive. If these disappear, the quetzal could become a legend, reminding us that freedom is an invaluable treasure and that nature is a gift that demands respect and protection. Not far from where the quetzal spreads its emerald wings among the cloud forests, in the steep and challenging volcanic regions, a small but incredibly resistant bird contributes silently to the majestic natural landscape. The volcano junco, known to science as Junco volcani, is an endemic species that lives exclusively in the high mountains of this country. It lives where the air is icy and the ground is scarred by cooled lava from ancient volcanoes. Although it does not stand out for vibrant colors like its tropical neighbors, its simple dark grey plumage and golden eyes reflect an inner strength and an amazing capacity for adaptation. With its tiny size and lively movements, it demonstrates extraordinary resilience. It survives even in the most extreme altitude conditions. The volcano junco lives mainly at altitudes above 3,000 meters. It defies the cold near active volcanoes like Pacaya, Fuego, and Acatenango. In these moorland areas where volcanic rock and ash seem hostile to life, this species finds a way to prosper. It builds its nests in rock crevices or under low thickets, strategic places that offer refuge against strong icy winds and constant volcanic dust. Its diet consists of seeds of high-altitude grasses, small insects adapted to the cold, and even tender shoots of pioneer plants. This allows it to play an essential role in maintaining the ecological balance in sterile volcanic areas. The volcano junco is also closely linked to the culture of the highland inhabitants during agricultural workdays on volcanic slopes. Locals often observe this small bird jumping among the ancient lava fields, as if evaluating the strength of the earth. They firmly believe that this bird symbolizes perseverance and hope, a living message that life always finds the way to overcome adversity. Just as they have learned to adapt and exist before the geological challenges of nature, the volcano junco is an indispensable piece in the high mountain ecosystem. In places where life seems impossible, it reminds us that greatness is not always measured by size or chromatic ostentation, but by the tenacity to persist and coexist harmoniously with a hostile surrounding world. The highland sky is tinged with a soft gold when the sun sets on the western horizon. A cool breeze caresses the grass-covered hills, stirring a land that has witnessed thousands of years of natural and human history. In the midst of this calm, a subtle movement breaks the stillness. A white-tailed deer, scientifically known as Odocoileus virginianus, moves with a slow pace through the alpine grasslands. An adult male with branched antlers reflects the twilight light while stopping with ears pricked and eyes attentive, exploring the surroundings in search of predators. With a slight raising of its characteristic white tail as a small silent signal, it summons its herd. Females and young emerge cautious from the thickets, trusting its vigilance. It is one of the most emblematic animals of the Guatemalan highlands, and each encounter transmits a deep sense of serenity. It moves with elegance over rugged terrain. Its firm legs step on the volcanic rock almost without sound. Although it measures between 80 and 100 centimeters to the shoulder, its bearing turns every movement into a lesson in natural biomechanics. It inhabits open grasslands and cloud forest edges where food abounds. Tender herbs, shrub leaves, and fallen fruits. In addition, it plays an essential ecological role by controlling vegetation and dispersing seeds. It acts as a natural gardener even in demanding landscapes. For the ancient Mayans, the deer was a sacred entity and a vital resource. It featured in rituals as a spiritual bridge between humans and gods. In classical art, it appears alongside the sun god, a symbol of vital force and daylight. During the mating season, males clash their antlers in resonant duels to establish dominance. Outside of the rut, its behavior is peaceful and gregarious. Reproduction occurs between October and December. After about 200 days of gestation, 1 to 3 fawns are born in late spring. From their first hours, they can stand up and run. This is a crucial skill in an environment where predators like the puma lurk at sunset. The deer occupies a key place in the food chain. At the slightest sign of danger, its ears catch the faintest sound. If the threat is real, it raises its white tail as an alarm signal, and the herd scatters to confuse the hunter. It can reach speeds of up to 48 kilometers per hour and jump more than 2 meters. At dawn, When the mist still covers the volcanic soil, its fresh tracks tell silent stories of where they looked for food, where they rested, and how they protected their group. Today, the white-tailed deer continues to inspire the art and folklore of Guatemala. But beyond the symbol, it remains an essential piece of the natural mosaic of the highlands. Join us now to explore the Petén jungle, the vast green heart of Guatemala, and the largest biosphere reserve in Central America. In this place, time seems to vanish and dilute among the density of the foliage where the sun's rays only manage to filter through a few cracks. It dances over the ground covered with damp moss and decomposing leaves. Everything here emanates an aura of mystery and primal vitality. The song of exotic birds resonates from the top of the canopy. Fleeting movements shake the leaves of the understory, and the constant whisper of the jungle seems to tell secrets that only it understands. But do not let its peaceful appearance deceive you, for Petén is a place where life and death lurk in every breath and behind every trunk. Between the ancient mahogany and ceiba trees, the silhouette of a Mayan pyramid emerges timidly like a stone ghost. The steps covered in green moss are silent testimony to the sacred rituals performed thousands of years ago, now fused organically into the heartbeat of the ancient jungle. The ancient Mayans believed that the Petén jungle was the physical home of the gods. Not only did they live off it by extracting resources, but they lived for it by honoring it through ceremonies of gratitude and respect. Under the light of the silver moon that bathed the treetops, they lit aromatic bonfires to offer the gods the purest offerings, asking for the eternal balance between man and nature. But Petén is not only a place of prayer and archaeology, it is also the undisputed kingdom of the supreme predator of America, the jaguar. In the stillness of the green forest, you can feel an invisible and piercing gaze fixed upon you. Darkness falls over Petén faster than anywhere else due to the density of the vegetation. The daytime sounds of birds fade, giving way to distant calls of howler monkeys, the haunting murmur of nocturnal insects, and the rustle of leaves in the twilight. The quetzal flies among the high treetops. The white-tailed deer grazes nervously near the edge of the forest, but everyone knows that at any moment the darkness can come to life and devour them. Petén has no mercy. It is both a maternal protector and a constant challenge for survival. Enter Petén with reverence, listen to the heartbeat of the ancient jungle, and feel how every sound and every breeze carries the mysterious power of thousands of years of evolution. If sometimes you feel a gaze from the darkness, do not fear. It is only a reminder that Petén always knows who you are and will be the one to decide if you can continue your path or not. The Peten jungle never sleeps. It only changes shifts. By day, light filters through the canopy, drawing flashes on the moss where small creatures look for food. But when night falls, darkness becomes sovereign, and with it emerges its guardian, the jaguar, known scientifically as Panthera onca. The Lord of the Shadows glides like a spotted spectre. Its padded steps emit no sound as it travels invisible paths. Only faint tracks remain on the damp earth and a reverent silence when it approaches. In this jungle where light is ephemeral, the jaguar is not just a predator. It is an almost sacred presence. The Peten jaguar is somewhat smaller than those of the Pantanal due to the density of the forest. Males weigh between 50 and 90 kilograms, females between 45 and 70. They measure up to 1.8 meters without counting the tail, making it the largest feline in America. Pound for pound, its strength is incomparable. Its fur, covered with dark rosettes, offers it perfect camouflage among shadows and vines. Some individuals present melanism and are known as black panthers, figures even more enigmatic under the moon. It patrols territories exceeding 70 square kilometers and rules them without the need for a crown. Its eyes, adapted to night vision, examine every movement. Darkness is its protective mantle, and predation follows an order that seems inscribed in creation itself. It does not hunt out of brutality, but because it fulfills an essential function, maintaining the balance of the forest. It is a keystone species, guardian of the life cycle. Its jaw can pierce the skull of a deer or break the shell of a turtle. It possesses the proportionally most powerful bite among felines. In its anatomy, one perceives a force that many peoples have interpreted as a divine gift, an energy granted by God to sustain the natural order. In the dry season, hunger drives it after days without food. Beside a stream, a doe grazes without noticing the presence that lurks against the wind. The jaguar flattens itself against the ground, calculating every step, 20 meters, 15, 10. When the prey lowers its head, the feline launches like a golden thunderbolt. In seconds, it reaches speeds of up to 80 kilometers per hour. A jump of more than 6 meters places it on the deer's back. And a devastating bite, exceeding 2,000 pounds per square inch, ends the hunt with surgical precision. It does not suffocate like other felines. It directly pierces the skull or the neck. When the echo of the chase fades, the jungle regains its silence. The jaguar not only dominates the land, it is also an exceptional swimmer, capable of crossing rivers and swamps without noise. It ambushes young crocodiles and turtles. No corner is completely safe from its versatility. And yet, it also knows tenderness. It can be observed resting in lagoons and its cubs playing among bubbles and small fish, reminding us that even the supreme predator is part of the delicate fabric of life. For the Mayans, the jaguar was a symbol of the god of night and the underworld, the incarnation of Xbalanque and spiritual guardian of the ancient jungle. Kings wore its image as a sign of power and connection with the divine. In Tikal and Yaksha, the stone reliefs still seem to watch over the jungle as eternal custodians. Today, Petén is one of the last great refugees of the jaguar in Guatemala, although it faces growing threats: deforestation, poaching, and human expansion. When night covers the forest again, the jaguar disappears into the twilight just as it arrived. Only deep stillness remains, and in it endures the legend of the Lord of the Night, a powerful and mysterious creature whose strength seems granted by the Creator to remind us that even in the darkness there exists a sacred order. High up, where the dense canopies of the Petén jungle intertwine, forming an almost impenetrable green dome, two agile silhouettes cross the air-defying gravity. They are Geoffroy's spider monkeys, known as Ateles Geoffroy, the supreme acrobats of the jungle, along with their noisier companions, the black howler monkeys. They emit the most powerful echoes of the deep forest. Under the dim light that filters through the leaves, Geoffroy's spider monkey jumps from branch to branch with amazing skill using its specialized anatomy. With a slender body of about 50 centimeters, they stand out for their prehensile tail of up to 90 centimeters, which is so strong and sensitive that it acts functionally as a fifth limb. This tail wraps firmly around branches, serving as a perfect and safe anchor point, while they stretch to reach ripe fruits hanging in the air. Every jump seems meticulously calculated, and every movement is fast and fluid, as if they were aerial dancers on the stage of nature. Not far away, a male black howler monkey stops on a high and robust branch. He inflates his throat where an enlarged hyoid bone resides and lets out a deep and powerful roar that seems to tear the stillness of the jungle. The sound rumbles among the treetops, traveling up to 5 kilometers away as a sonorous declaration that this territory already has an owner. This guttural howl not only serves to protect his home from other rival males, but also to communicate with the scattered members of the group. The females and the young respond with softer calls, creating a unique symphony that is the characteristic soundtrack of the Petén jungle at dawn and dusk. However, the question arises as to whether it is really safe to be in the heights far from the constant threat of the jaguar. Geoffroy's spider monkey, with its agility and unmatched speed in the canopy, instinctively avoids lower areas. This is where the jaguar might lurk. With a mischievous gesture, the monkey often throws empty fruit peels or branches to the ground, marking its presence to the ground dwellers with a certain nonchalance. For its part, the black howler monkey, more measured in its movements but no less shrewd, seeks refuge in the highest and thickest branches, These are places difficult to reach even for the most formidable climbing predator. Tension in Petén increases when a threat is detected, and the howler's calls diminish to nervous whispers so as not to attract the hunter's attention. The most vulnerable young cling tightly to their mother's fur, while their bright black eyes watch every movement of the group, learning the keys to survival from the adults. Both Geoffroy's spider monkey and the black howler monkey are not only charismatic inhabitants, but essential gardeners for the ecosystem. By eating a wide variety of wild fruits, they swallow the seeds and then disperse them intact through their waste across the forest, helping to regenerate vegetation and maintain the genetic diversity of the jungle. They act as tireless sowers, contributing to balance and continuous life in the jungle. The history of these primates is also deeply rooted in Mayan mythology. In the Popol Vuh, the sacred book of the Quiché Mayans, the spider monkey and the howler monkey are represented as the patrons of scribes and artists. They are ingenious entities and symbols of creativity and renewal. The Mayans believed that every roar of the howler monkey was a divine message from the mountain gods, reminding them that life continues to spread throughout the jungle. When night falls completely, the agile silhouettes of the spider monkeys disappear into the gloom of their arboreal sleeping places. The black howler monkeys take refuge on large horizontal branches where they can rest, although they always keep an eye open for any sign of nocturnal danger. Under the canopy, the jaguar retreats silently, recognizing that tonight the kingdom of the heights will not belong to him. Petén returns to its natural balance, and there, among the highest treetops, the primates continue their ancient labor. They are diligent gardeners and mischievous spirits that give life and voice to the ancient jungle, facing with courage and shrewdness the dangers that lurk in the darkness beneath them. The sky of Petén is not just an aerial refuge for monkeys to escape terrestrial predators like the jaguar. It is also the domain of another group of spectacular beings. These are keel-billed toucans, scientifically Rhamphastos sulphuratus, the radiant and colorful messengers of the Petén jungle. A colorful silhouette breaks the silence of the canopy. A second and then a third bird follow as a group of toucans crosses the air like fragments of a living rainbow reflecting the sun's rays that manage to penetrate the thicket. But they do not fly alone. These social birds move in small flocks of 6 to 12 individuals, moving with a unique flight rhythm. Their flight alternates fast wing beats with smooth glides, carrying their enormous beaks forward as if the rest of their bodies were trailing behind. With plumage as black and glossy as coal, a vibrant yellow chest, and a disproportionately large beak overflowing with colors. A mixture of green, yellow, orange, red, and blue, The toucans seem to carry all the light of the dawn on their faces. From a distance, their characteristic call resonates, a series of dry and rhythmic sounds that resemble the croaking of a frog or a mechanical whistle. These birds do not only stand out for their exotic appearance. They stand out for their crucial role in the ecosystem. Their enormous beak, between 12 and 15 centimeters long, is surprisingly light thanks to its internal spongy bone structure. It is the perfect tool for collecting fruits on the thinnest and most distant branches that would not support their weight. Although fruits are their main food, they rarely digest large seeds. They regurgitate them or let them fall to the ground intact, helping efficient dispersal and promoting the continuous regeneration of the tropical jungle. When perching on a high branch, the toucans begin their characteristic social game, where two of them raise their large, colourful beaks as if participating in a friendly fencing duel. Under the soft, filtered light of the ancient jungle, the toucan not only exhibits a captivating beauty, but symbolizes vitality and social connection. They live together in narrow tree hollows, often old woodpecker nests, sharing the space and forming a clear social structure where each member fulfills a function. Their complex behaviors, from throwing fruits to playing or gently clashing beaks, are not just forms of entertainment. These are evolutionary methods to strengthen cohesion and hierarchical order within the group. The toucan has a deep and spiritual link with Mayan culture. Legends tell that in the days of intense and endless rains, when the sun disappeared, their rhythmic calls brought the light back to the world. Imagine in a dark and rainy jungle where light only appears in diffuse specks. A toucan emerges with its radiant beak carrying the heat and colors of the dawn on its own body. With a wingspan of about 50 centimeters, they fly among the high trees, drawing color trails in the air like small mobile rainbows crossing the ancient jungle. However, like the spider monkeys that inhabit the same canopy, the life of the toucan is never completely safe. Aerial predators like the grey hawk and other raptors lurk silently from afar. Upon perceiving a threat, the flock of toucans emits vocal alarm signals. The flock vanishes swiftly among the dense foliage like colored arrows, getting lost in the protective depths of the jungle. The Peten jungle would not be the same without the presence of the toucan. Recent studies from 2025 indicate that this bird helps disperse the seeds of more than 100 different tree species, actively promoting the biodiversity of the tropical jungle. Even in the severe dry season when resources are scarce, the toucan continues to sow the seeds that when the rains arrive will germinate and return the greenery and life to the ancient jungle. Every seed they drop is a biological promise for the future, a reminder that life here always finds a way to renew itself. This renewal occurs even in the face of nature's climatic challenges and human intervention. The sky of Petén is a rhythmic and continuous dance. This is a world where spider monkeys move through the branches. Howlers chant their territorial songs, and toucans draw rainbow paths in the air. Every creature is an essential piece of the ancient jungle's mechanism, from the highest peak to the dark ground below. And when the last rays of light fade on the horizon, the colorful silhouettes of the toucans disappear among the leaves to sleep. They yield the Petén sky to the nocturnal creatures that continue narrating the eternal stories of the ancient jungle. The Petén jungle is tinged with a mystical orange when the last toucans cross the sky in search of refuge. The bustle of the spider monkeys slowly subsides, giving way to a slower and more dangerous rhythm under the dark canopy. Then, among dry leaves that rustle softly under invisible presences, the sinuous silhouette of the Central American coral snake of the genus Micrurus emerges. It is a creature as dazzling as it is lethal, shrouded in mystery and respect. Its slender body, between 60 and 120 centimeters, sports alternating rings of intense red, shiny black, and vibrant yellow. An aposematic pattern that not only catches the eye, but clearly warns any predator. Its venom, a potent neurotoxin capable of paralyzing the nervous system and causing respiratory failure, is rarely directed against humans. Its nature is shy, and it prefers to flee rather than attack. Although a direct bite requires immediate medical attention, an effective anti-venom has existed for these cases since 2021. Nocturnal and crepuscular in habit, it glides among decomposing leaves. It hides in logs and crevices when the temperature drops, feeding mainly on other small snakes, lizards, and amphibians. It thus plays an essential role as a regulator of the ecosystem's trophic balance. For the ancient Mayans, the snake symbolized wisdom, regeneration, and sacred power, associated with Kukulkan, the feathered serpent that united sky and earth. Its image in temples and ceramics reminded everyone that the jungle was guarded by silent guardians. According to oral tradition, when the natural balance is threatened, the snake emerges to restore it. Under the dim moonlight, a coral snake glides toward the darkness, beside the roots of a centenary ceiba tree. In the almost hypnotic fluidity of its movements dwells a formidable chemical power. It reminds us that even in the most vibrant beauty, a mortal danger can be hidden. Thus, when night completely covers the Petén jungle, every creature is integrated into the eternal and sacred cycle of life and death. When the dense Petén jungle is left behind toward the south, giving way to the highlands and valleys, Guatemala reveals a different beauty, dominated by calm waters and volcanoes. Here, crystal clear lakes, mighty rivers, and immense swamps become the liquid soul of the landscape. They form a refuge that nourishes and protects countless life forms. However, these peaceful waters are not simply part of the physical geography. They are guardians of sacred and spiritual stories from thousands of years ago. Lake Atitlan, known worldwide as the Jewel of Central America, is nestled in an immense volcanic caldera surrounded by three majestic volcanoes: Atitlan, Toliman, and San Pedro. It offers a geological spectacle unique in the world, described by the explorer Alexander von Humboldt as the most beautiful lake in the world, with an estimated maximum depth of more than 340 meters. It is the deepest lake in the entire Central American region. Its waters change color, reflecting the vibrant blue sky by day and shining like a mirror of silver and obsidian under the moonlight. For today's Mayans and their ancestors, Atitlan is a sacred site, the navel of the world, and the place to which souls return after leaving this physical plane. In the early hours of the morning, when a slight mystical mist covers the lake surface and fishermen cast their nets in wooden canoes, it seems that one is before a portal toward eternity. Not only Atitlan, but also the rivers and swamps of the Guatemalan lowlands are the living arteries that oxygenate this land. They flow from the mountains to the sea, providing fresh water and food to thousands of species. Water is not just a physical resource, it is the source of life itself. This is a concept deeply rooted in the Mayan worldview that sees water as the blood of the earth. For the ancient Mayans, water was the core of the universe, the primordial element that the gods used to create the world. They performed complex rituals on the banks of rivers and lakes, expressing their gratitude and respect. However, do not let the superficial stillness of the lakes and swamps deceive you. Beneath the surface, life happens vibrantly and even dangerously. A Morales crocodile glides silently through the swamp with its eyes glowing like amber lanterns in the dark. It moves slowly, without a single sound, as if it were a living extension of the water itself. Do you believe that every drop of water carries a memory of antiquity? Before Lake Atitlan or on the bank of a small river, stop and listen to the silence. Perhaps you will recognize the whisper of these stories. Darkness still covers the vast swamps and wetlands of northern Guatemala, when suddenly the peaceful surface of the water is interrupted by a white and majestic silhouette. A jabiru spreads its massive wings and descends into the water with a wingspan that borders on 3 meters. The sound of the wind torn by its feathers resonates in the morning air. Standing more than 1.5 meters tall, the jabiru is not only the largest stork on the American continent, but one of the most vibrant and threatened symbols of Guatemala's wetland ecosystem. Its immaculate white plumage contrasts dramatically with its bare neck of black and red skin, which can change in color intensity according to its mood. Its straight, large and lustrous black beak, slightly curved upward, reaches 30 centimeters in length. This is a perfect tool forged by evolution for tactile fishing. The jabiru moves with elegance, but with an imposing bearing through the water. Its long legs carry it through shallow waters, while it looks for fish, eels, and small amphibians hidden in the mud. Upon detecting a prey with its sensitive beak, a quick and precise reflex movement ensures a clean catch. The jabiru usually lives in monogamous pairs or small family groups. Their nests are true wonders of natural engineering, made of large branches and interlaced sticks, and can reach 2 meters in diameter. They're usually situated at the top of robust and isolated trees like sabres or pines to protect their chicks from terrestrial predators. They cross the sky of Guatemala carrying the fragments of dawn light. The jabiru symbolizes the physical and spiritual connection between the earth and the sky, a messenger that unites aquatic domains with the air. Its populations are in alarming decline due to the loss of wetlands and human invasion. The sound of the wind torn by its wings is the heartbeat of a living ecosystem struggling to persist, a reminder of the critical importance of conserving wonders like the jabiru. When the dawn light settles on the winding rivers and swamps of the Guatemalan lowlands, the water surface comes alive with bubbles and splashes. Small ripples emerge suddenly, revealing an agile and elongated silhouette that glides through the current with hydrodynamic grace. It is the neotropical otter, Lontra longicordis. It is a playful, intelligent, and adaptable creature that inhabits freshwater systems. The neotropical otter is a key piece and a bioindicator of health in freshwater ecosystems. With a total length of between 90 and 130 centimeters, it is perfectly adapted for amphibious life. Its strong, conical tail acts as both rudder and propeller. Its dense and lustrous dark brown fur not only provides thermal insulation against water, but is waterproof thanks to natural oils. This allows it flexible and fast mobility underwater. These otters spend most of their time in the water or on the banks, demonstrating exceptional hunting skills. With their sensitive whiskers called vibrissae, they detect vibrations in the murky water. They can dive deep and swim fast to capture fish, crustaceans, and even small amphibians. They play a vital role in controlling invasive fish populations. But otters are not just hunting machines. They are also highly social and charismatic within their family groups. Their playful behavior strengthens social bonds. They often entertain themselves by playing with pieces of wood or throwing small stones as if performing an aquatic acrobatic display. Although the river is their home and refuge, it is not exempt from mortal dangers. Natural predators like Morellet's crocodile and large raptors represent a constant threat, forcing the otters to maintain perpetual vigilance. They build complex burrows in steep banks with underwater entrances. They use crevices between rocks and dense thickets as temporary refuge. When the sun rises in the sky, warming the air, an otter emerges from the water with a shiny fish flapping in its mouth. It devours it with speed and precision before diving back in. As the sun sets on the long volcanic sand beaches of Guatemala's Pacific coast, the golden glow is interrupted by a subtle and heavy movement on the shore. From the depths of the vast ocean emerges an ancestral creature that carries stories of millions of years of evolution and survival. It is the sea turtle. Guatemala is a privileged witness to one of the most amazing and moving journeys in nature. Species such as the green turtle, the hawksbill turtle, and the olive ridley turtle return annually. They return in an instinctive ritual between August and December to the same beaches where they were born decades ago. There they complete the eternal cycle of life by spawning in the black sands. This journey is not only long, but it is riddled with mortal challenges. An adult sea turtle may have traveled thousands of kilometers facing fishing nets and plastics. Guided by the Earth's magnetic field and an internal sensory map, they find the way back. A turtle emerges slowly from the water, dragging its heavy shell. With blind determination, it digs a deep pitcher-shaped hole with its rear flippers and begins to deposit its eggs, each one white, round and soft like a ping-pong ball. In a single spawning, it can deposit around 100 eggs, then meticulously covering them with sand to camouflage the nest and maintain the proper temperature. However, the beaches are not safe havens. Natural predators and, above all, illegal human collection threaten the nests. It is estimated that only 1 in 1,000 hatchlings that manage to reach the sea will survive to adulthood to reproduce. But sea turtles are symbols of perseverance and longevity. As the night deepens, the sea turtle completes its sacred labor. Exhausted, it turns and crawls back into the embrace of the ocean. A wave receives it, and in an instant it disappears into the foam, leaving behind a beach full of latent life beneath the sand. The dim dawn light covers the high mountains and jungles of Guatemala as a quetzal crosses the treetops in silence. Its vibrant plumage catches the first ray of the day like a flash of hope crossing the morning mist. But how long can this hope be kept alive when the ecosystem faces unprecedented challenges? The Petén jungle, once an impregnable green ocean, is today deeply wounded and fragmented. Illegal deforestation for cattle ranching, African palm monocultures, and arson have led to a loss of forest cover. 2025 data shows that the Maya Biosphere Reserve loses critical hectares annually. The jaguar is losing its kingdom and its refuge. Its population is increasingly isolated on forest islands. This isolation reduces its genetic diversity and makes it an easy target for poachers and conflicts with ranchers. Beneath the peaceful surface of the swamps and rivers, the near-tropical otter swims skillfully. But its world is becoming toxic. Industrial waste, plastics, and agrochemicals are contaminating watersheds. Vital rivers like the Motagua turn into pollution streams that flow into the sea. More than 30% of Guatemala's freshwater sources show worrying levels of contamination. On the coast, where sea turtles usually nest, the beaches are threatened by uncontrolled urban development and egg looting. Climate change, with droughts and intense storms, is affecting the entire ecological chain. Erratic rainfall patterns alter tree fruiting, affecting toucans and monkeys. The warming of the beaches could even alter the sex ratio in sea turtle populations, putting their future at risk. Despite the challenges, morning in the Petén jungle always begins with the light of hope. The sun breaks through the treetops, illuminating the dew-covered leaves as if divinity were pouring blessings over this wounded but resilient land. From the top of the ancient Mayan pyramids, nature continues to whisper its story of life and resistance. Faced with such threats, the country and its people are not standing by with arms crossed, strengthening their protected areas. Tikal National Park, a World Heritage Site, acts as a safe refuge for hundreds of species, including the jaguar and the tapir. The community forest concessions model has proven to be an international success. Local communities manage the forest sustainably, protecting it from fires and illegal logging. Sea turtle conservation projects have managed to release millions of hatchlings into the ocean in recent years. The Jaguar monitoring program, using camera traps, allows a better understanding of their needs to create effective biological corridors. In 2025, operations against the illegal trade of species were intensified. Environmental education is sowing awareness in new generations to value their natural heritage. At sunset, when the sun sets behind the volcanoes, the quetzal's plumage shines in collective memory like a fleeting rainbow. Guatemala is a living testimony to the beauty that we must preserve. God or nature has granted humanity the privilege of caring for the earth, and that responsibility is an inescapable mission. If you love nature and believe in the importance of protecting these treasures, share this message. Your voice joins the chorus of the jungle to ensure that the roar of the jaguar and the song of the quetzal continue to resonate. Do not forget to like, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you do not miss upcoming adventures in this earthly paradise. Guatemala, the breath of the living Mayan land.